Hey guys, this is just a quick video showing us how to repot an avocado plant, an avocado tree. As you can see, I've been growing it from seed. Let me see if I can actually get it off with one hand. I can. And you can actually see there's a massive root, all right, growing, and basically it definitely needs repotting. Okay, I'm going to be very careful because these roots are brittle and they can break easily. So yeah, I'll try and position it very carefully back in again until I find the right pot. All right, and I'll show you what the right pot should look like in my opinion. So considering the roots of the avocado plant tend to be narrowly spread but very deep, if you've got several pots you can actually pick the deepest one. So for me it's the one on the left, okay, because as I said, the roots of the avocado plant will go nice and deep. They're not going to go wide and spread out wide, okay. So I'm okay with the actual pot being fairly narrowish here, okay. So yeah, this is the one I'm gonna go with, okay. So I'll just pause the video and get the plant. So needless to say, if you've got a pot which has had this soil for a while, it's good to loosen up the soil, okay. I'll definitely give it a good mix. And then on here I've got used coffee grinds. Effectively they will enrich the soil, give it some nutrients so that the plant can actually start developing its root system, its leaves, as quickly as possible. And I also have a banana skin and some just leftovers from cucumbers. So we've got cucumber peels and tomato peels. If you find anything that you've recently had, instead of chucking it in the rubbish bin, you can place it here, mix it up with the soil, and it'll basically provide something like compost for your plant. You'll give it some extra nutrients, some minerals when these vegetables and organic compounds decompose. Okay, so I'll just mix up the soil and pop these in there. All right, I'm still loosening up the soil. As I said, the tray that I had the coffee grinds in it, I've placed some of the soil there and I keep loosening it up. Any tool will do. I've got this one, which definitely helps. So yeah, let's loosen up the soil because, as I said, the new avocado plant has brittle leaves, brittle root system. So we need to make sure that we plant it in a nice soft soil. All right, so from too much effort of trying to loosen up the soil, I basically broke the pot. So I'm just gonna have to find another pot. Okay, it's as simple as that. We might go with this one, even though, as I said, it's not that perfect because it's not deep enough, but we'll have to make do with what we have. All right, so basically I found this one, a different pot which is just as deep. I had it in the shed, and it's time to grab our plant. There we go, nice and gently, and we'll place it like this. All right, I think that's the perfect height. I think it's okay for the pip or the stone to stick out a little bit, and we'll just try and cover it with soil very gently. There we go. I've basically covered it up pretty much with soil. And if a tip for you, if you're planting something all by yourself, try and plant and have a pile basically around the roots just with it. You can go grab some more sand. See, now it can sort of balance itself because it has a lot of soil around it supporting it. Okay, and now I can just put lots of sand around the pot. Okay, so yeah, we just need a little bit more sand. All right, there we go. So I just found a little bit more sand, and all I'm going to do is crush it because it's from a different pot. I'm just going to crush that and place it in there. That's it, really. And I think you might actually say, well, clearly the stone is above the pot by quite a lot, but in my opinion it's okay. It's okay for the water to run slightly at an angle and run off the pot, okay, because you don't want to overwater Mediterranean plants anyways. And again, it just gives it a little bit of a lift. If I plant it really deep inside the pot, then it's not going to have much room for the roots to develop and grow into. Okay, I want to give the roots as much space as possible, hence why I've brought up the stone higher. Okay, and once you're pretty much done, you can just add a little bit of water, or actually soak it up. Make sure the plant settles down nicely. Okay, and I always add a little bit of water before adding a little bit more sand, because as you can see, when you add a bit of water, the soil in the pot sort of settles down and goes down a little bit further down. So yeah, I'll add a little bit of water, the soil will come down a bit, it'll compact a bit more, and then I will add a bit more sand. Okay, because we don't want the root system exposed. There we go. Let's give the roots plenty of water. There we go. There we go. Our plant has been repotted, which is great. Final drops of water, and that's it. Job done. Okay, the only thing left for me to do is break these off. Okay, but you have to be very careful breaking them, because like I said, you don't want to be moving the root system too much, otherwise the roots can break and you can damage the roots for the sake of removing these toothpicks. So be super careful, don't move the plant, use both hands, not just one, to do that. And yeah, let your avocado tree grow. Thank you very much, guys. Let's keep helping each other, and yeah, speak to you soon.